We have a lot of interesting information that's being leaked and data mined right now, and I have a lot to talk about in today's video. Strap yourselves in, and if you don't want anything spoiled for the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC Part 2, the Indigo Disk, then click off the video. But if you're interested in these leaks, then definitely keep watching. So we're going to start off today's video by talking about a potential mythical Pokemon that's going to be found in the Indigo Disk. Centro has posted this screenshot right here, and I believe we're going to be getting a Genesect. It makes sense being Genesect. I feel like it's going to be found down in the terrarium with the other returning Pokemon we're going to be able to capture. If you guys want to check out the Pokemon that are returning in the Indigo Disk, I have a video in the description below. It goes over all the Pokemon that are coming back, but a mythical Pokemon kind of feels like Genesect could fit this. We could be seeing Jirachi or Celebi. I wouldn't be surprised if we see majority of the legendaries return in the Indigo Disk, but Jirachi doesn't make as much sense as Genesect. Genesect is still kind of along the lines of like the engineered Pokemon, so maybe we could be having to find this Pokemon in the terrarium, catch it, and then help people study it. Maybe. I feel like it might be a bit of a bigger storyline for a Pokemon that might not be super important to the plot, but maybe it could just be found down there and we have to go and catch it. Now, we already have Mew and Mewtwo and some other mythical or legendary Pokemon that are in the terrestrialization events, like the battles, the Terra battles, so I don't think we're going to be seeing Mew. So Genesect is kind of the only Pokemon I can think of. If you can think of any other Pokemon that could potentially fit the mythical Pokemon that we're going to find in the Indigo Disk, let me know down below. But in this screenshot it says an old mythical Pokemon, so that's where I'm thinking Genesect. Getting a little bit deeper into the data mines, this post from Jan about the data mine from the Chinese social media is quite interesting. Now, it goes into a description of a side quest, and this side quest doesn't kind of meet anything that we've seen so far in the Teal Mask, so I'm assuming it's going to happen in the Indigo Disk. So the translation to the S2 _ side 1 is: you suddenly get a call from Arvin, who asks you, Nimona, and Penny to go to Kitami in a hurry. After hearing the info of blank, you decide to visit a home that belongs to the siblings you know, obviously Kieran and Carmine. What story did their grandparents tell you? What happened in Kitakami? And what is the mysterious Pokemon that showed up? Which is very interesting. Is there a new Pokemon that we haven't actually met yet that's going to be involved in a little bit of an Indigo Disk side quest or storyline that takes us back to Kitakami, back to where Kieran was, and potentially we meet this new Pokemon? People have also posted this screenshot that I'll show you right here of the shape of the Pokemon they believe that is going to be in the game, and it's going to be what this is referenced to. And this is actually available in one of the cafes, but you can't actually buy it. So people are saying this could be potentially another legendary Pokemon, could be potentially up there with something that we have to find, something we have to battle, but it takes us back to the Kitakami region, which is quite interesting. Now, that information kind of goes along with this screenshot that I have on screen now from Centro, which looks at the master of the Loyal 3 legendary trio. Now, that whole storyline or side quest that I just mentioned could lead us into this sort of event in the Indigo Disk, where we have a master, and it looks like it could be that sort of shape of the same little item that we found in the cafe or the stores. It kind of, is along the same lines, and I could be reaching here, but I believe it could have some sort of relation to Ogerpon, but Centro says maybe it has sort of connection to Terrapagus. But I'm kind of on the fence with the Terrapagus part, because if it has connection to the Loyal 3, then the story with Ogerpon and how this Pokemon was kind of around the story that the grandparents told us, or Kieran's grandparents told us, I think it has something to do with Ogerpon. Maybe it's the Pokemon that Ogerpon could have been friends with before, or maybe it could be something that Ogerpon was fighting and then the Loyal 3 came and saved the day. I just think there's a little bit more of a story that we have to touch on coming back to the Kitakami region, and maybe the DLC Part 2, the Indigo Disk, is going to open up the whole storyline in the Indigo Disk, but it's also going to help us maybe understand or establish a little bit more of a story in the Kitakami region and the Teal Mask, and we're going to have to venture back to the Kitakami region, which is pretty cool. It keeps us going back to the areas of the DLCs. I'm not 100% sure what these kind of screenshots and these messages kind of mean. I think maybe people are overcomplicating things a little bit too much, but I'm really excited to see if that actually does happen and we have to venture back into the Kitakami region once we get access to the Indigo Disk. Maybe a whole world opens up once we go out to the Blueberry Academy, but there's also more stories that unlock in the Teal Mask. I feel like there could be a lot of information we don't have and a lot of story that we're yet to discover. Now, in my last leaks video, I discussed this screenshot from Matt right here about the BB League and how we're going to have the 4 kings, the fairy type user, the fire type user, the steel type user, and the dragon type user, or the specialists they call them, which is really interesting. There's another screenshot that I've got on screen right now of some more leaks and some more data mining that's been done. CenturyLeaks has posted this on their Twitter. It's on their Twitter for everyone to see. And it basically goes into information about there being 8 brand new Pokemon. Now this could be just from the Teal Mask, but it says on screen there that the Indigo Disk has 242 entries, including 8 new Pokemon. So that means we're going to have 242 Pokemon in the Pokedex, which could be a mix of Pokemon from the Kitakami region, a mix of Pokemon from Paldea, and then also a mix of Pokemon we're going to find in the Indigo Disk, which could be down in the terrarium. Again, I have a video on this if you want to go check it out, but there's a BB Academy similar to the Teal Mask project, which looks really interesting. There's just a lot of information in this one slide alone. There's going to be an important plot battle against Glamora, which is really interested. I'm really interested in coming across. It's a plot related to a double battle with Arvin and Penny as well, which is going to be really exciting. Maybe we team up with you know, a past person. Maybe Nimona teams up with us. It's going to be really interesting. There's a lot more information about characters centered around Nimona, Penny, and Arvin. Could be grandfathers, could be grandmothers. There's going to be a whole side quest and a whole line of story around that as well. The one thing I find most interesting about this screenshot here is the main story of the Blueberry Academy is going to be centered around Kieran and Carmine, which is fair enough. They were kind of the main points of the Teal Mask along with Ogerpon. So maybe we're going to be establishing them as a bit more of a threat to everyone and we have to battle them quite a bit. But the Blueberries Elite Four, or the Specialists, are also going to be quite a big main point of the story. Geeta and Rika also appear in this plot line too, which is going to be interesting. Maybe Geeta comes and saves the day. Maybe Rita is bad. Who knows? Who knows? This is going to be really interesting. I feel like this DLC is going to be massive, but I thought the same about the Teal Mask, but there's a lot more story and a lot more information coming out about the Indigo Disk, which is really exciting. Every day there's new information, there's new leaks about the Indigo Disk. I'm really excited to maybe find out more about the Teal Mask, maybe more about the Loyal 3 or the legendary Pokemon that we've come across. Terrapagus is going to be a huge part of the story as well. Blueberry Academy is just really exciting. I'm just really glad that Pokemon are putting a bit more effort into this. I feel like there's going to be a lot of side quests and a lot of new missions to do, especially if we have to go back to the Kitakami region. And I hope that Paldea kind of plays a small part in this too. Maybe we have to go explore a couple areas in Paldea to maybe refresh our memory before we head to the Blueberry Academy. But it's going to be really interesting to see how Kieran and Carmine fit into this, and even the champion for the Paldea region. Hopefully that she has a big part to play as well. Her character was a bit average in the Paldea storylines. Hopefully she gets a bit of justice in the Indigo Disk. But let me know down below what storyline or what part of this video are you most excited to see come to life. Also let me know what mythical Pokemon you think is going to be found in the Indigo Disk. I'm really excited to see some of your theories. Thank you guys so much for watching this video again. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you have a wonderful day and I'll catch you guys on the next video.